live. Let me double check. Yep, I'm live. Right. Welcome everybody to the Hallowed server. Survival Minecraft SMP that I run with my partner and my friend Elvie. I'm going to give a bit of a world tour because this is an established server we've had for 2 years or so, something like that. And then I've got a little bit of work to do in our storage system because it's broken. We're using some copper golems and expanding it a little bit, so I need to do both of those. So this is our spawn, if anybody joins new. Got all our base coordinates in here. This was leftover supplies from, I think Cole built this gazebo. And then there's some new joiners, there we go, new starters, which apparently is empty. I need to make some more of those. Giants can't fit in the post office, okay. So I think Elvie's added a size adjustment. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I am normal sized. Elvie is clearly giant now. So, oh, that's a new building. So I'll show you around spawn that we've got first. Elvie's been doing some work around here. Building up some new buildings. We've got post office type thing down here. Mailboxes, that sort of thing. This is new. What have we got here? Oh, this is a library / bookshop. Library books, yeah, library books. So we're starting to build up shops and that sort of thing. So, yeah, this is work in progress. 3 diamonds apiece. We have... I thought I could hear villagers then. Giant Mumbo? Mumbo the Jumbo. Oh, this is oops, now I'm massive, I think. Yep, I am now massive. Whoops. Okay, I did not want to be giant. One of these is small. Oh, am I being blind? Change to... oh, okay. Oh, I see. And then you can go even smaller. So this was Elvie's last thing. I'm not entirely sure how this works, if I'm being honest. Oh, you can go even smaller. Cool. Okay. There we go. I can squeeze past. What else have we got at spawn? We've got... this is a barn type thing, so we're trying to collect every animal in here. Mushrooms, chickens over there. We need to get the other chicken variants. Noisy as sniffers over there. Some cow and some sheep. You'll have seen at spawn we have, on the sort of spawn gazebo, we've got there's new chicken and cow variants that we just haven't moved into the barn over there yet. So we've got pigs over here, there's cows here. Yeah, so they'll be coming eventually. We've got, that's our portal to the nether. Our hub is on the nether roof on the server. So and then this is a map of the area. We decided to settle on a mushroom island just so we didn't have to deal with mobs. We'll get to the circle in a minute. We're up here. And then the other thing to show off at spawn, we can get rid of this rain. Is what I started ages ago and I need to update is the Hall of All. So this is, if you've watched ZF on Hermitcraft, this is similar to what he does. Only I've decided I want to display everything as a block if I can. So, yeah, here we go. ZF obviously. And where I can, I am displaying everything as an entity or as a block or however I can. So you can see all the various blocks. I haven't updated this for a little while, so this needs updating. We've got Prismarine down there. Look, I'm putting stuff in item frames, so you can actually physically see the objects out in the world, as it were. We need to go hunting for some music discs at some point. And we've got a few at the moment. And then if we go upstairs, this is still fairly empty. Got a little bit of redstone over here. I haven't worked out what I'm doing with that yet. Copper. This shows you how long ago I started this, because we don't have up-to-date copper blocks. There's a whole lot of new copper that needs putting out in display, and all the variations, and I want to get each of the different like oxidized copper. There's a few missing here. We've managed to find the deep slate emerald ore, which is good. Need the stone diamonds yet. Oh yeah, there's more chickens by the trading hall. I'll get to those in a minute. We've got netherite block. And then if I go all the way over the other side, we have the room of colour. So I think this is almost every colour variation where you can get a colour variation of something. It's got all the shulker boxes in the back here. We've got all the candles, glass, terracotta, beds, carpet. Just realised there's no wool in here. So we've got the carpet blocks, but not the actual wool blocks. Interesting. Okay. Oh no, they're on the wall at the back. Sorry, I am being blind. The one normal terracotta. I could have put the normal terracotta in there. Let's move that. That makes far more sense. And then the item frame for just being an item frame, because obviously that's an item in the game. Bundles, fireworks, dyes, and then one firework rocket, and the actual firework balls as well, and all the banners on the outside with the ominous banner. And that's about as far as we are with this. There's well over 1,000 blocks. It's still a work in progress. Obviously you can see there's loads of room still to fill. But on the outside, we've got all of the wood and the different tree types. So all the wood variants, so it's grass. I tried to build mini biomes, which can be updated at some point, like cherry trees, dark oak. That's a weird shaped tree, but every tree here is a natural tree, all grown from saplings. Every single one of them. And we've got it's mangrove. We've got the netherwood up here too. Birch. And then we've got, I think this was Cole's frog house she was building. This was the frog house Cole built. So it's got a couple of azalea trees in it, and all the variants of frogs. And then the only other thing I think we've got over here, as part of the Hall of All, is we've got movable spawners. So we've got a bunch of data packs on here, but there's like 2 mods I think. And I basically wanted to show off a way of doing these spawners, but without having them spawn all the time. So if you stand on this pressure plate, you can sort of show off how they work. And then I've got a skeleton one on this side. Does exactly the same thing. Although I'm not sure it's going to spawn anything because of the zombies that are close by. Oh, no, there we go. And then if you go down the various ladders either side, you can get in, and they'll die obviously. Same on the other side. I think you can get in and kill them if you want to, but I need to decorate the tunnel there. There's moss on the side, but yeah, exactly the same here. So that's this half of the island. This way, we've got sort of a little bit of a path going on here. This is our trading hall that we built fairly early on. I've just realised how loud this is. Let's turn that down. There we go. So we built this fairly early on between the three of us, and it's a trading hall. Now, we had a little accident. I think this happened when we were updating the server. You can see the chickens behind. I think this happened when we were... Ignore that. We were updating the server and we lost a couple of our villagers. So we need to get some more villagers in. We've got the sort of important books. I don't think we've got everything in here, but I think Elvie has another trading hall for the bookshop, for the library. This is just a list of farms that we need to make. We are attempting to do a netherite beacon. I don't think I showed this off when we were over there, but we have 4 beacons over there, I think it is. Yeah, 4. We're going to do a beacon of every type as part of the Hall of All, so we need to go netherite hunting eventually. We've started a little bit, but we don't have loads. But I did the math, and it's 3.4 shulker boxes of ancient debris, which is a lot, but that'll be a long-term goal. Obviously we've got emerald makers over this side selling iron. We've got an iron farm, melon and pumpkin farms for the farmers as well, and then these guys for redstone as well. And then, as mentioned in chat, we have out the back the other chicken variants. I remember doing... Oh, I remember why I did this. So this was for... So we obviously wanted the other chicken variants, but this was for collecting wither roses so that we could build a wither farm. Ironically, you need wither roses to build a wither farm, so it's just chickens on hoppers. Nothing fancy. Oh, and then our villager breeder is this way. Over here somewhere. Yep, down there. So if I hop down here... Yeah, plenty of them in there. Throw a minecart in here. There's none in there at the moment. And then that collects a villager on the way out and sends them up to the trading hall. Then if we climb all the way out, there's a trapdoor over here somewhere. I forget exactly where. There. And you can throw food in to get them to breed if you need more villagers. So that is that. And then if we go out this way, past the mushroom themed bridge, we've got our mushroom themed storage building. So we kind of went mushroom themed, if I go free cam, as you can see for some of this, because we started on this island and we had a lot of mushrooms, and we've also chopped down a lot of mushrooms to build things with. And Cole loves mushrooms, so we're like, yeah, let's just make this mushroom themed. What's going on with that roof? Is that carpet? Oh, there's buttons on that roof. Okay. Oh, it's wool. Okay. So this is our storage, because this is our world, so we built it here. We've got shulker box and loader. This is just chuck everything in, and this is a impulse SV item sorter. That's how this works currently. Slices all the way around, and then back on ourselves, and then this is just manual storage. A few little utility bits here and there. Then we've got composter on the furnace here. And then down here, this is what I recently built, and this took a while. Copper golem sorting for the unstackable stuff, or the can I access a filter here, like coarse dirt that goes in the barrel of the dirt and that sort of thing. I think this one's a good example because this should be the mangrove. No, oh, I can't access the chests. Yeah, there we go. So the stuff for wood, essentially. So these guys should sort all of the odd wood pieces. Then that goes. I had to get a little bit creative because this is not tileable. And then everything else goes through these hoppers all the way down, and then up a hopper chain into a barrel at the top. And then this is currently where our overflow sits. So you can see here, look, we've got plenty of stuff that needs sorting, and the plan is to build more storage down here. And I started excavating this, so there's going to be a little bit more digging to do and some more storage to set up. And then if I go down here, this will take us out, as you can see in the mini-map in the top left corner, out to where we've put all our industrial stuff. This only came about because, as you can see, there is, or was, an ocean monument here. I think there's actually two others quite close to this island, but I decided almost immediately upon creating the server and finding this island that we would dig this out with some extra space and turn it into our sort of industrial farming area. There's quite a lot of farms in here currently. I think one of the first ones I set up with these ones over here, bamboo and sugarcane. Fairly straightforward, these ones. I sort of built them into the side to sort of save a little bit of space. Not that we're short on space. Yeah, and this is with a crafter, crafting into bamboo blocks. We've got melon and pumpkin farm here. These all get loaded into shulker boxes. So plenty of melon and pumpkins there for trading. As you can see, you can hear the minecart in there. We've got lava farm here. So this works well for the furnace. You can just come and help yourself for that. Then we've got the actual guardian farm, which I'll get to in a minute. We have a wheat farm over here. Now I decided to combine this with the bee farm, so that the bees, when they've been pollinated, they make the wheat grow a little bit faster. And then we've got a little bit of honeycomb and a little bit of honeycomb blocks in there. I don't think are we collecting honey? I don't think we're collecting honey. Maybe we need to make a honey farm. And then this is where the hay bales come through. Now I'm using allays. Where have the allays gone? That's a concern. I might have to go and get some more allays. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get some more allays, I think. I don't know where they've gone. Yeah, then we've got hay bales. So the allays collect the wheat. They fly through there, back to this note block, which they try and throw it at, and then it all lands in the water and gets scooped up. There's a crafter underneath, which you can access here. Sheep farm, basic sheep farm, nothing fancy about this. It looks like some of the shears might have run out. Yeah, you can't murder allays, so I'm not sure where they've gone. We must have lost them at some point during one of the updates, because we ended up updating incorrectly and ended up with the wrong seed, so we had to do a little bit of jiggery pokery in the background with stuff. Can't hear any music, weird. So, yeah, we'll have to go and find some more. That's now too loud. Movable spawners again. So this is our fraglite farm. So if I stand close to this, we should get some magma cubes. Come on. You gonna spawn anything? Gonna make a liar of me. No? There we go. So, as you can see, they all get pushed towards this hole in the middle. The snow blocks freeze them, and they then get pushed down into their smallest size. And then if we go down, they get pushed into this hole here, where the frogs eat them to create froglights. We had more frogs than this in here. What happened to them? We've had some mobs go missing. There we go. Yeah, now they're starting to fill in. Yeah, and you can see they're straight in there. Yeah, we need to get some more frogs. Luckily, we've got a frog greenhouse, the car built, so we can get some more frogs. Yeah, and they devour them pretty quickly. And then if I go further down, these are all collected and put into shulker boxes. So we've got plenty of these for anything you could ever want to build. Along with movable spawners, we've got movable budding amethyst. Just for convenience, because we all work full time, so we don't have to worry too much about getting too complicated with some of this stuff. And then yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's just a convenience thing for us. We could easily make one of these underground, but yeah, just a convenience thing. Yeah, the frogs are very cute. But I don't know why we're missing some under the farm though. So I'll have to get some more. This is just a dye maker. So this is literally, this was me playing with the crafter when that first came out. So essentially what I do here is if I take this stack of red dye out, it will be filled back up with red dye, and there's always a stack of dye here, and that's true for each of these colours. The plan was to go through and do as many of these as I could. The grey one was a little bit more difficult because obviously you need white as well as black and that sort of thing. But essentially for some of these, you just have to top this up so it's not too difficult to do. Yeah, so if I white dye, so let's show off with the white one. So if I take this then automatically fills that back up. I think this is built off, I want to say chucking bone meal in there. And I throw that in there, and that will top that back up, and we do the same thing with the black dye. I haven't built one for the black dye yet, but these ones are all 2 tall flowers. So if I take some dye out of there, that will just set off the bone meal until we've got enough flowers, until that's full again, and then it will stop it. And then what else have we got? Moss farm. This one's a moss farm. This can be configured to use either moss. Yeah, just topping up bone meal in the middle. This is just for backup because these things spawn moss at a rate of knots. And then if we drop down here, I think we have to go all the way down if I remember correctly. Yeah, all the way down to the bottom. All of the different moss types. So we've got moss, azalea, flowering azalea, and then the other type of the pale moss. And then these all go into shulker box loaders. So no matter what moss you need. If you need carpet, you can obviously craft it from that. Same with the pale moss. Potentially do some more decorating down here, but you don't spend a lot of time down here. And then all you have to do to configure this for the other moss type is climb up. There's a up here, I think it is. Yeah, up here. and then just pop yourself into the farm, and then it's configured for hail moss at the moment, so you just replace that centre block and then you're good to go. I think you might be able to access it from down here, but yeah, then there's 2 source blocks there, as it were. Cactus farm, this was for flowering cactus when that was introduced, so I just threw this down quickly so we could collect flowering cactus. We've got an actual cactus farm, which you collect from down here. You need green dye, it's a good place to put it. Glow ink, there's a glow ink farm underneath. That's just thrown up with a bubble column. And then over here, this is a mud and clay farm. So underneath here we've got pointed dripstone, which dries mud out to be clay. And then if we go this way, we have a little spot here where you place dirt, which then gets turned into mud and then pushed out into here. And then this dispenses more dirt, so as you place, your inventory gets filled up. And then, what is this? I don't remember what this was making, if I'm being honest. I don't remember what that makes. Bricks from... What do you make out of 2 mud? Oh, this might be for packed mud, but the... and you put... Yeah, I think this is for packed mud, but the craft has filled itself up with mud because we ran out of wheat. I think that's what's going on there. Need to do the floor in here, I think. And then over here we have our rocket station. So this should be a full... What are we low on? That's got a manual override on it, that's what's going on there. So this should fill this shulker box full and then stop. And then what you can do is from your ender chest, take your rocket box and just swap it out for the one that's here. Meaning that you don't run out of rockets, you just come down here. And then there's a manual override here. I think that's it for farms here. Yeah, there's nothing else here. We've got other farms elsewhere. So we've got a general mob farm north somewhere, I think. That way? I think it's that way. We use a mod here for Zero's minimap, and you get, so that's Zero's map. And then Zero's minimap is the one, which keybind is it? Let's do waypoint. Hang on. Christmas. New waypoint is B. I. There we go. I used to have it on here, and then, like I said, we had some issues with world updating, and I've lost a lot of my waypoints, so I need to go and find out. But the mob farm and the shulker farm are north, I think. Yeah, I don't 100% remember either. Yeah, that's the iron farm out there. If I look at the seed map of the world, I'll find it again because I know exactly where it is on the seed map. I just need to go and find it, but I haven't needed to go out there for a while. So this is a zombie farm, iron farm. Villagers running around behind the pot there. Bertie here, scaring them to produce iron guns, which come up there. And then if we go this way, down here. I really need to get back to my phone. Yeah, I haven't played for a while. This is the first time I've played for quite a while. Oh, we are overflowing. Wait, what? Why is there stone and cobble on the floor? Okay, somebody's been here and emptied their junk on the floor. But yeah, we've got crafter making iron blocks, and then everything's been stored as iron blocks, and we had this as a chunk load. No, of course it was Elvie. It's always you. This should be chunk loaded. So if I do that, there we go. They should despawn now because that's chunk loaded. And then there's a composter in there for the puppies. What else do we have farm-wise? We'll go into the nether. We'll go to the nether hub. Wasn't good. Yeah, of course it wasn't you, Cole. You haven't been on here in like 2 years. Yeah, so you can see there's plenty of space here. We're going to start building some shops and stuff soon. Did this have a map before we started? I forget which one of these was before. I think this was the before. Yeah, there's less farms in there. I think this was an early map that I did because I always forget to do a map before we even start, which I normally want to do, but this is the current map, so I can update this with the new buildings and stuff in a bit. But let's go into the nether. So, we are on the nether roof. You'll have seen the field of view changed because we have soul sand underneath the floor here, and I had the leftover beacon effects from spawn. We've got 4 directions, obviously, north, east, south and west. My house is down there. The only farmable thing near me was an extra skeleton spawners. Well, you could put a bone farm up or a bone shop. Sell anything and get some buildings up. We just need to fill spawn with buildings. So let's go this way. The wither farm obviously is down there. You can see that's the way to the actual nether itself. And this is my gold farm / bartering farm. So this, depending on how you configure it, there's an AFK spot there to spawn gold. This has crafters in it. So this is fully automated bartering. If I go all the way up to the top. There we go. So zombie pigmen fall from up there. And then filtered using just an impulse item filter as usual. And that gets thrown through a crafter, which is here. Break my legs. We've got a hopper clock to serve the piglins that we've got here. Only 2 of them, because you don't need more than that really. Some gold to manually top them up as we go, because yeah, there's plenty in there at the moment. Sometimes you can go through the gold faster than you're creating it, so I have that spare just to top it up. And if we go all the way down to the bottom, yeah, so we've got filters for each one of the different... We've lost our item filters in here. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong hopper. That's what's going on there. No, the item filters are fine. Yeah, so they get filtered there, and then they go all the way down to the bottom, and they get chucked into shulker boxes because we've got a shulker farm. So it's stupid not to do this. Got loads of crying obsidian. Yeah, you name it, we've got it, including eventually happy guests. And I think I just built it out of tough because I had loads of spare tough. And then if I look at this end, there is gold. So we do split gold between normal. You can divert it, I think. I can't remember how I set it up. It's been a little while since I looked at it. That needs a proper step in it. And then on the other side, Blaze Farm. I think this is, yeah, I think everything we've got here is set up on shulker box loaders. Just for ease. And then if I do this, crouch to get in, and free camp, yeah, there we go. These guys do not want to fall in, but once there's a few in there, they sort of bump each other and start falling into the hole, and then you can start killing them. You can make a liar out of me now, aren't you? Yeah, they're going to make liars out of me, which is fine. We've got plenty of blaze rods for now. And then we'll nip down to the wither farm, seems we've got it. None of the farms I've got are particularly, they're not like thousands of items, they're just enough. There's a handful of us on this server, usually regularly no more than 2 or 3, so we're not hermitcraft levels of item needing. So yeah, never felt the need to go like to the extreme with some of these farms. They just work and that's enough for us. So the wither farm, oh. If I F5 up, yeah, there we go. So if I turn the gamma on so you can see what's going on. These guys run against that piglin. If I down a little bit, yeah, and then they run towards this piglin here. And then, yeah, I can take them out. Why does that not sound right? Ah, that's why. That's probably last time I was the garden farm. So then we've got with skeletons here. We go all the way down to the bottom. There's coal collecting here. Not to be confused with the player coal, obviously. Yeah, there was a head there. So, what are you bouncing for? Yep, and then everything else gets sent this way and burned. So all the wood, the stone swords and the bones and everything. It's got plenty of farms to produce bones and stuff like that. So, I think the only other thing to do is show you my base that I've been working on. So if I do, we've got a data pack. No, it doesn't like it actually. We have got a data pack that lets me teleport back to spawn. Again, just for a convenient sort of thing, but it tends to not like it when you do it from the nether. So I'm just gonna fly back towards the roof. Yeah, so this is where that portal from spawn originally spawned in. Literally above the lava. So we had to come back out and get some blocks, and then we built this bridge, which is now superseded by the one that's on the roof. It's a long old ladder, this one. Maybe I should dig this a bit wider so I can fly up a bit quicker. And through the gap. Ooh. Ooh, that's a point. We have gaming district. Let's go over there. Oh, and then we've got our end portal. Got a few things I want to do out in the end. But let's go down to the game. Oh, overshot. There's only a handful of games here. This is a people are just doing it as and when they can sort of thing. Oh, I was just checking nobody I was allowed to sleep, but we're good. so I think we've got 2 games here. So I built this one as, this is Connect 4. So you play this with concrete powder. So this is kind of difficult to play. This is easier to play with free cam if you've got it. If not, you can jump down and hop back up. But essentially, keep swapping between the 2 until somebody hits a Connect 4. Then when you're done, hit the button here. This then drops the blocks down to the bottom and they get fed back up here. Yeah, I was quite proud of this one. When remembering gravity blocks get broken by torches, yeah, you could easily play this, and making it fully automated from the top with a button really helps make things easier. It's just kind of awkward to play. You either have to jump down and back up all the time, or stand at the top with the free cam. And I tend to do free cam because we've got it, so just for convenience. This one was Cole's game, where you shoot pots and you score based on what comes out of the pot. So you get 5 shots, and then there's random items in each one, and you just get points depending on what comes out. There's a spare pot in there too. And then you stand back here and you shoot from here. So there's, what's that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 pots. And then there's 2 other things which are currently works in progress by me. One of them is golf. So same as Cubfan did on Hermitcraft. Ender pearls and why can I not remember the name of that? Tridents. There we go. Tridents. So as you can see, a couple of holes. It still needs, I need to get rid of this torch spam. There's a couple of holes. And then it goes up. Now, I don't think I mentioned this actually. We are playing on amplified terrain. So terrain like this is quite common in this world. Oh, there's a zombie on fire there. So yeah, terrain like this is quite common in this world, so I kind of used it for the golf. And then we go across this way to here, then one more across here. The plan is to do a full 18-hole course. But I think this is, yeah, you can see there's some chunk errors that from where we updated incorrectly. So this is kind of where I stopped because, like I said, there was chunk errors and stuff. So I don't know what we're going to do with this. We may end up digging it flat, 'cause I think this should be ocean. I think that's leftover terrain from before. So a little bit of tidying up to do over here. I think if I go over the other side, there's another chunk error. Ah, we're in another portal. Never noticed that before. I'm not sure why this is up in the sky. Yeah, there you go. Another chunk error there. I think this one I am just going to take and just extend it out and join it up to there and try and make it look somewhat vanilla. We could check. There's a village over there. Could potentially cut this down. There's a little bit of tidying up to do because we made a mess of updating the world that one time. Yeah, keep them and put billboards on them. Yeah, big flat sides. That could work for that. Maybe we could do some map art. I don't know what to do with that because that looks. Oh, that's the one I was looking at before. Yeah, see, I think that one I'm going to tear down because it's chunk errors on all sides, I think. And then this is me digging down to bedrock, which I'm not quite there. But the plan here is to have a bucket clutch game. So I forget what the advancement's called, but the idea is climb all the way up to world height to get the advances where you fall from world height down to bedrock and survive. But the idea is to do it with a bucket clutch and see how many attempts it takes you to do it. So yeah, there's not much going on here at the moment, but it'll be a work in progress. Like I said, there's only a handful of us that play on this server, so it's all a as and when people get around to this sort of thing. I won't show you the end because there's not much out there at all. Oh, I'm over there. I could probably join myself up to the gaming district from here. I need to decorate this bit for me because that looks awful at the moment. And then this is my... Oh, I think the world's struggling to load in. Oh dear. My game is struggling. Let's just pull this down for now. See if that helps. Yeah, there we go. So this is the space I started with, and this is where I'm currently at. I did remember to start here before doing much, although I did a little bit of work before starting. If I free cam out, all of this straight stuff all needs texturing, but it was a sort of overhang like this, so I filled it in with the intent of building like a castle-y type sort of kingdom, as it were, where the person who owns the land lives, essentially. This took forever to fill because I had to do round the back as well, and as you'll see, yeah, it's unfinished in places, so I need to do a bit more work. And yeah, this is the sort of thing it was, so that still needs some work. But the idea is this is a mountainside town, so there's a lot of steps going down. All of these houses need interiors. There's nothing in any of them. There's a few holes. Oh. We go further down. This is supposed to be a pub of some description. Again, needs an interior. Okay, that should be like that. Upstairs is where the balcony is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there's a balcony out here. You can see that's where Cole lives, and then the spawn island is just over there. If I can put my render distance back up, you'll see it. Yeah, so there's Cole's mushroom. That's all she's built so far. Yeah, there you can see spawn building, the hole, and yeah, LV lives over there somewhere. And there's a few other players that I've got stuff for. Yeah, and you can see how the amplified terrain makes a difference to this world. It's some of the generation is quite insane. Yeah, floating islands, there's all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if we keep going down, a few of my houses, and there's going to be sort of shops and houses and all sorts of stuff. As I work through it, a little waterfall. We go under. That's supposed to be a shop, I think that's going to be. Got some more spaces marked out for where I could put other buildings. This is work in progress, as you can tell. Again, here another building going to go into the wall here. Again, this is sort of work in progress. I don't work on one project. I kind of hop around, and as inspiration done, sort of picks me up, and I hop between different projects to keep me going. There's going to be some sort of mine in here. How are the sheep getting here? Where did you come from? Are they going to lead with me? I don't think I've actually got anywhere to tie you up to. I don't know how that sheep got in there. I'm going to have to rescue you in a second. And I've come all the way down. Got a happy ghast. Let's turn this down again. Yeah, I think, Cole, you were planning to build across that entire island, weren't you? Yeah, cities are always under construction. You're not wrong. I'm breeding donkeys. We've got a little bit of a watermill here for the wheat farm, which is up here. Yeah, there we go. So the plan is to expand the wheat farm a little bit more. But again, work in progress, as it always is. The mill for said wheat farm, that's the idea with that. I'm not entirely happy with this yet, and there's no interior, so I need, again, work in progress. And then most recently, I built up a sort of dock area and a harbour. So this all needs texturing, but this was sort of to give me the basic shape I was going for. I've got a little storage facility type thing that needs filling with stuff. I think I'm going to clear out some of this. Oops. That was not what I was aiming for. Here we go. So I think I'm going to clear out some of this dirt and stuff and sort of maybe expand it over there somewhere. Again, all needs words. Words are hard. Texturing, that's the words, and tidying up. And this is basically just to give me the basic outline of what I'm looking for. Got a little market stall area over here. Because the idea is the goods come in and then they get traded down here, some of them. And then the rest of the shops for the city are up there. And then over here, I have built what are going to be jail cells. So this is essentially a prison. That's the idea. So if we go through this door here, you can see where I start digging this out. And this will be each of the cells here, and then one around the corner, and then there's a couple of spaces for some at the top as well, which are up there. So there's a couple up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 6 in total. And then that beacon needs to go in a better spot, because I just put that in so I could dig. Sleep again. So yeah, I think that's the world as a whole at the moment. Let me see if I can go and rescue that sheep. So I'm going to chuck here. No. Make a fence post. Now I need that. Fence post. There we go. No, I don't have room for that. Okay. It's fine. We'll stick them all up here or something. How the hell did you... Where did you even spawn to get in here? Come on. What? How are you stuck down there? Come on. Silly mobs. Come on. There we go. No, this way. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm going to have to put a farm in somewhere anyway, but I've got what is essentially quite a lot of flat, I say flatter ground over here. So potentially put some farms in here, potentially relocate the wheat. There's some space down there, and if I go this way, I could potentially go the other side of this sort of hilly bit and I can expand out this way. There's plenty of room out here to expand. There's a couple of plateaus up here as well, so we could potentially come down there, down that hillside there, maybe put a farm over here. There's another plateau there. So, and if we really wanted to, over the top here, this is all natural terrain still, so there's loads of room to expand here, but this was the kind of sort of mountainside thing I was going for. But yeah, I think the wheat's going to keep going round. We might have to get rid of that lava pool. And for more farms and stuff, again, we could put animals down there. We could wrap it around the side of the city. There's loads of room. So yeah, there's plenty of space. For the most part, this is actually quite natural, other than where I've carved the waterfall in. But this is quite natural terrain. I just need to texture it a little bit, I think. Put some lids on those houses, sort of thing. So, I have got another build near where Elvie's building a western town, but that's currently like a wire. I say wireframe. It's literally just a wireframe and nothing more. So there's not really anything to see there just yet. Let's breed a couple of these donkeys while we're here. Which one of you is the fast one? So 9 and 1.7, 10 and 1.7, 9.2. So if you like animals, don't look. Okay, let's make sure these are tamed or they won't breed. You're tame. Is it you that's not tame? No, I think they were both tamed. I think the baby was the one that we disposed of. Okay, 10.1, 10.1, 9.2. Okay, we do have a faster one, so we're going up in the world. Okay, let's go back to spawn. There we go, right, so we are going to carry on looking at storage. So I need to continue with the storage route over that way. Oh, we lagged a little. Yeah, so you can see I live out that way, and then there's the other side of Cole's Mushy. Haven't played in so long, so the game is yelling. Yeah, it does that every time I log in now. It's like, yeah, there's an update. I feel like every time I log in at the moment, I have to update the game. It's a fight to keep on top of it. Right, I don't think we've got wax in here, by the looks of it. No, we don't. So I need to go and get some wax, and then I can wax the copper golems, although... Elvie, if you're still about, did you wax them or did you just de-age them, the golems? Because I'm actually concerned about letting them out by accident. Just de-aged, okay, so I need to go and wax them. So, yeah, my concern here is accidentally letting them out. Although these aren't normal mobs, so they do tend to want to go towards the chests. Why can I not do this from my outfit? Oh, maybe that one is waxed. Oh. Oh. I knew it. Where the hell are you going? No, come back here. You live up here. This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm trying to stop you from dying, and all you're doing is running away from me. Okay, you are waxed, by the looks of it. God, I can't get... Right, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Ha 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 ha. You stay there. Okay. I might just leave these until they go again, to be honest. I'll just deal with it when they go, because they are going to escape and it's going to be a nightmare. Could be a future me problem. So now we dig. Okay, I need beacon. I think that's why I stopped. I think that's why I stopped digging in the first place. we do have... Yep, we have spare beacon. And we've got plenty of iron because of the iron farm. And then 36. And then one of those. Cool, right, let's slap a quick beacon up. So we want to be... Yeah, stick it out back. Yeah, you got... Yeah, I saw you online. You'll have to... I think Zero's minimap is up to date. So I think it's just a case of throwing it in. But yeah, where are we? Here's the back. Good. Okay, I didn't fill that in when I was last here. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 9 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And these cows are going to get in the way. But because this is their island that we moved into, we just ignore the cows. So they can free roam wherever they like. We're not allowed to kill them. They just, yeah, we're on their land. Okay, let's keep going up. Nope, that's in the wrong spot. No, for God's sake. Okay, and then a couple more layers and we'll just get digging. I don't know how big I'm going to make this. Shouldn't need to be too big because we've got plenty of storage already. There we go. Yeah, so we've got plenty of storage already. It's just a bit of an expansion is all I need to do. Stolen land, yeah, you're not wrong. Borrowed. It's just borrowed. We'll give it back. Maybe. Okay, let's go all the way down. I need to do something with this and decorate it a bit more because that looks awful. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's... Will we then? No, you know we won't. You don't tell them that though. Okay, so let's check the coordinates. How far are we going? 2062, yeah, let's just take it all the way down to 2062. That should be enough. I'm going to do 2 long lines of chests down either side. Oh, we're nearly there. Where's my shovel? Uh, 60, 61, 62. Right. So that's going to be where the last chest goes. You shouldn't hit your villagers with axes, Elvie. I'd be mad at you if you hit me with an axe too, to be fair. Okay, 2062. 60. And then one more for decoration space. Allegedly. Yeah, alright. Okay. You prove yourself innocent and then I might believe you. Yeah, see, you ran away. Because you can't do it. Back later. See you later. Might have some redstone and some storage by then. Oh, I knocked the torch off. This is going to take a while. Because this is essentially... No, I think I measured it. Actually, I think when I started this, I think I did measure this out to be the exact width that I need with all the redstone and everything to match what's upstairs, but we will see. Because the other thing is, if I want to do the same storage as we've done with the copper golems just above my head, I need to dig even further down underneath to make space for them to do that. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. But first things first. We dig out space. That didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to dig 3. Why did I decide 3 blocks up? Is that what we've got upstairs? Yeah, potentially I think we just I matched what we've got up there. Or this is... No, we could go higher. Interesting. I don't know. I can't remember. I started this a while ago. Let's just get digging. Coal's going to slow me down. The coal always slows me down. To dig out too much. Also let none of it go to waste. Can always build something out of it. Or somebody else can build something out of it. It's going to take so long. Dug out bigger spaces before though. Ah, that's why I can't go any higher than this. Because there's bubble columns above for the copper golem stuff. So if I go any higher than this, we're going to let water down. And then that'll be a bad time for everyone. The copper's slowing me down now. Just one. Yeah, you can see the glass up there now too. So, yeah, this is as low as we can, or as high as we can go, I guess, from here. So there'll be a block of decoration, and then that'll be the ceiling after that, I think. But I think, for the most part, I'm just going to match the decor that Elva used to build the thing in the first place. Yeah, we need to get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, because this building design is Elvi's. She built this when we first set up. So I'm just going to borrow a lot of that design. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. Yeah. That's a trapped chest, by the way, so you don't accidentally throw stuff into the system you didn't mean to. If you're building storage, I would always use a trapped chest as input, just so you don't, like I say, so you don't accidentally throw stuff in you didn't mean to. Stuff. Go and drop this. Yeah, I've got room to finish this off. We're nearly there. Come on, come on. Try not to take out too much on the wall. One more. There we go. Sorted. We're all cleaned up. Okay. Let's go and work out how this floor goes together. And work out whether I've got enough room for my redstone. Okay, so over here we have barrel. I think that's a spruce log. 1, 2, 3 mangrove, and then spruce again. So, oh, we need some more spruce. We got mangrove. We got a little bit of mangrove, and then a couple of crafting tables here, and then some barrels. We got spare barrels. We have 3 spare barrels. Okay, that'll help me space out. This one is just a impulse SV item sorter. So this one's not a complicated one, it's fairly straightforward to build. We go around the back. I can show you quickly how it works because I can access the redstone. There. You'll see me build this later, but essentially the line of hoppers runs across the top, and then where you've got, so here look, you've got gold. Why is that not got anything in it? Any gold ingots will get pulled into this hopper as it runs across the top, and these stop it from putting anything else in, and then you just filter it down as chests. Yeah, a wall of barrels works for a lot of stuff. Actually, we've got a wall of barrels here too, but I hate manually sorting stuff. It takes too long, in my opinion, so I always have one of these. Yeah, see, wall of barrels for odd stuff, like stuff that you don't get a lot of, that you don't need actual storage for. So yeah, I'll go through down here when I sorted out where the floor is. I need to find the middle. Get some more mangrove planks. Yeah, the storage filters aren't that difficult. There's plenty of guides on which ones to use and that sort of thing, but this is a fairly straightforward setup. Once you've built it a few times especially, it becomes really easy. I'm going to go through this in a minute, but if you struggle, obviously you can give us a shout. So 1, 2, hang on. Yeah, they're going to go back, set back one, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the middle one, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it is. Okay. So then we do that either side. We do that either side. We do that either side, and then barrels go here. Cool. And then I do need to replace the floor. What do we do upstairs? I think it's just, yeah, I think it's just spruce. Oh, it's logs there, and then I guess it's spruce behind? Yeah, I think that's spruce behind, so yeah, we need some spruce logs. And some actual spruce. We might have to stop and do some spruce chopping. Let's work with what we've got for now. So this is not going to take long to do with the beacon. One shot, because that's where the wall goes. Oh, that's it. We're at spruce. Okay. Let's grab... Oh, this is one of my favourite things I installed. A shulker box maker. That should not be that fun every time. But there we go. Right, let's get rid of that stone. And then I'll quickly show everyone where I built a tree chopping space. So we come out here. I don't think we have a proper path. Oh no, we do. We do have a proper path. Nice. We go down here, and then this is how I do this when we don't have the tree. I forget what it's called. Tree capacitor mod. It's not a mod. It's a data pack. Yeah, it's a data pack. So let's put these in the right order on my hotbar. So the way that this works is you plant your tree, you bone meal it, you take your rockets out of your offhand so you don't waste rockets, and then you chop the wood down, and then as the leaves decay, they fall into the water, and in this case it's all linked up to the storage up there. But we have what's it called? Vanilla Tweaks. It's from Vanilla Tweaks. Trees can be instantly trapped. It's just called timber, I think. So basically, and the tree is gone. Again, this for us, this is just a quality of life thing. We don't have forever to spend chopping trees down because we all work full time. So this is just for our own sanity. And then this, if I use a silk touch axe, which I think, yeah, that is, instead of dropping saplings, it will drop the leaves. So if you want to gather a bunch of leaves, this is a good way of doing it. And then if you don't want it to do this, I shift, and then you can just chop the tree down normally. This is one of my favourite data packs, just because it saves so much time. Like, if this was my full job and I was working on Hermitcraft, I would have no problem building a tree farm or chopping them down manually or something like that, but this is not my full-time job. I don't even earn money from doing this at the moment, so yeah, this is how it's going to be. These are in the wrong order. So yeah. And sometimes I will just do this if I want to play, but I don't fancy building anything. I'll just come in and just chop a bunch of trees down. And then when I'm done, put the axe back, the bone meal back in there, make sure that's a full stack of saplings, and then anything spare can go in the composter. And you can see here the logs. So they all get collected down here, spat into a water stream, and that's, as you can see in the top left corner, the red dots are them going up into the storage system. So essentially this is just storage input as well. But if you chop too many trees down too quickly, the hoppers get clogged up because you're limited by hopper speed. But this many logs should get me going for now. Let's take that with me. And then get this floor done. Stop the digging for now. I thought we were done with digging, but apparently not. I'm not sure how far over I need to go. Yeah, we also got a variety of data packs on here, mostly just for quality of life. I think everything we've got is from Vanilla Tweaks. Yeah, we've got a whole list of stuff. AFK display, husks drop sand, durability pings, wandering trade to trade so we can get player heads, that sort of thing. If you kill the dragon, it drops an egg and elytra. Yes, like I said, so Silk Touch for Budding Amethyst. If you want to move those, you can Silk Touch it. Same way you have to get the spawners. That one. Yeah, Armored Elytra, so we can use the chest plate and the elytra together, and just really basic stuff that just let us play without worrying too much, because again, this isn't any of our jobs, so it's not like we have to have it full vanilla. It's just quality of life stuff. Let's clear this up. I'm going to get copper out the floor, since copper farms are no longer a thing. Oh, damn. You have to be careful with the timber data pack as well, because Elvie built her house out of wood, and the game went, yeah, that's a tree now, and she tried to make a change to it and chop the entire thing down. Demolish the entire thing. It'd have been funny if it hadn't been so much work to build the thing in the first place. Oh, for God's sake. So that's, you've got to remember the shift clicking for not breaking your base. Oh. Oh. That didn't go well. There we go. I'm gonna have to go make some barrels as well, I think, by the looks of it. Which is fine, we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's get some mangrove in. I think I am actually going to have to dig wider. Yeah, that's one chest and one hopper, that's not enough room. So we are going to have to do some more digging. And then I've got to work out how I'm... Oh, of course I'm one shot. And then I've got to work out how I'm getting the hopper line down here. Currently, this is where the output is. And that's owing to the shape of the room above. So our input is here. And then it goes down that way, across all the way down the back, and then back this way, and that's why that ends there. So I then need to take this down, potentially under here, in here. The other option is have it join in the middle, go down that way across over here, and then somehow across something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to work that out in a minute. Oh, they've changed this and I forgot. What block am I looking at? I forgot about this update. Oh, to edit, press F3 and F6. There we go. I want looking at block. $75. Yes, I probably am hungry, but we'll worry about that later. Oh, okay, this is an old staircase. I was not expecting this. So this is the height. Work this out. because I don't want to be taking out any water streams. I think I need to put some redstone in and work out how high this is all going to sit before I worry about what level to take the hoppers down to. We got any? No, we don't have any chests. Grab my redstone box because that's got hoppers in it. And then, oh, we've got some chests here. Cool, that looks. So, we need to put some spruce down. Okay, so chest goes there with that on top. And we did 3. I think we did 3 chests up here. One, two, yeah, we did 3 layers. We go down, so 1, 2. Is that how we did it up there? Oh. I'm just too lazy to walk around. Yes, that's how we did it up there. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. Boop, boop. Where are my torches? Okay. So, yeah. Just remind myself how this was done. I can never remember. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. That one's level with the... Okay. So that goes there, and then they go on top. Okay. So... No, that's not what I wanted to build with. That is. That is. I think we've got exactly enough room here, and I think that's why I counted out what I did. So dig, dig, dig. A little bit more room. That torch there. Oh, I fell into the stairs again. Okay. So 1, 2. 3. That goes there, that goes there, and I think that's how that goes. Grab some redstone. Some of that, some of that, and some of that. So, this is fairly straightforward to set up. We put redstone torch there. We put a repeater in there facing that way. We then put, can I dig higher? Yes, I can. This is as high as we can go. So we put a comparator facing that way. We do redstone dust across the top. And that is your basic Impulse SV item filter. You then have to put a hopper facing into there, and that's where you put the item you want to filter and then random items next to it, usually with a rename so they don't get sucked in by accident, and then a line of hoppers over the top. So if we bring the hoppers into here, along this line here, ouch, yeah, that line there, so that is 75. 75, so this level, this block here. Turn all that out so we can see what's going on. We need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with that, which it shouldn't do. Go a bit further back. Oops. That. Nope, not like that. Put that back in. And then I am going to have to stop playing because Cole wants to eat. So I'm going to join this up and then call it a day. Put it in there, there, there. That's it. Now it's ready to go. Up there. And then, yeah, we put that hopper in, and then that's going to start draining that out. And once we've got everything set up down here, we are good to go. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I might come back and play later, but we'll see what's going on. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll